there guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Danny Till. We're doing a really quick Christmas tree today. I'm just using some cardstock. It is cold pressed paper. I've got a ruler and a mechanical pencil, and all I'm doing is just dividing this piece of paper in half with a guideline and the bottom of the tree with a ruler, and then I'm just coming up and making a triangle shape. So it's super simple, not too hard to do at all. Now I've got some water and I'm going to be using my rigger brush for this process, and I'm going to also be using these paints, which are the Viviva etches, and they're basically a super vivid transparent watercolor. There's 16 colors in the actual little booklet. And to start off with, I'm coming in with the water, and all I'm doing is I'm wetting the triangle that I've created for my Christmas tree. Super simple. Now for those of you who are trying to conquer the rigger, when you use it on its side, it gives you a little bit more coverage. So that's what we're aiming for here. Basically just plopping that water onto the paper and letting it absorb in before we start applying any of the color. Now the colors that I'm using out of this set are a peacock blue and a viridian. Now the viridian is the first color that I'm applying right at the top of that Christmas tree. And what's happening here is, as I'm applying the color and the watercolor itself and the water are dispersing and letting these patterns create, and that's what we want to do. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to interchange my colors. So I'm going to go the green and then I'm going to go the blue, and even though the surface is wet, I'm also going to allow for some white space. So as I go down the Christmas tree, I'm allowing for some white space, and then I'm just dragging and softening some of those colors out. So it's totally up to you what two colors you use, but it's just a nice little exercise to practice your rigger, to practice your bleeds, and also just to give you a little bit more control with your watercolor and what you're doing with your watercolor. So as you can see, I'm coming in really dark, but then I'm using the water to my advantage and using the rigger on its side and then dragging that color out. And then you've also got the white space that I'm leaving. So that sort of indicates that there's a bit of snow and it's quite cold, and the Christmas tree has got a bit of a highlight going on as well. So again, I'm coming in with that peacock blue nice and dark, but then I'm coming in also with my water and dispersing out that blue and making it sort of bleed into the other colors as well. So it's giving you that illusion of some branches, but it's also giving you the illusion of some snow. And I'm applying the water liberally. There is no precise science to this. It's all just a bit of a play. Again, there's a gap there, so I'm coming in with the green, and it's quite strong, my line. So I'm using my rigger and the water to my advantage and just drawing that color out. So I've got darker areas and lighter areas also. And I basically continue doing that all the way down the Christmas tree, and I'm following my guidelines and the triangle that I've set. You can come in and do this freehand. It's totally up to you. But it's just a nice little exercise, again, like I've said. Great for a little Christmas card or gift tag. It's very simple. There's not a lot of detail, but what you create with the watercolor and the actual shapes and the pattern that's formed within the Christmas tree is really quite beautiful, because when these watercolors do dance on the paper, they are brilliant. Now this is the second time I'm using this particular brand. The only negative pointer I have with this little booklet is that you do have to flip through the pages to get to your colors, so they're not spread in front of you. You do have to sort of flip and get to the color that you want. So for me, if you do want to sort of sporadically paint, it makes it a little bit harder. But if you're choosing two colors like I've got at the moment and letting them sort of bleed into one another with this Christmas tree, it works perfectly. The colors are very vibrant, and I believe that one of these little sort of sample things on the booklet is equivalent to a half pan of normal watercolor. So this is the claim that they make, and I'll see how far these do go as I do continue to use them. Now all I'm doing here is adding a little bit more of the color, and just in little circular dots, and letting it sort of bleed into the already existing wet paper. So as you can see, I've just randomly placed these colours in, so yours won't be identical because your watercolours will flow differently. Now, to add the star on the top, I'm just flicking through the booklet, as you can see, and I'm going in to use the yellow colours that are supplied within the book. So this is sunflower yellow, so it's the lighter colour, and all I'm doing is a crisscross action on top of the tree and just popping in that sunflower yellow from the booklet and letting it sort of bleed and merge in with that water that I've already applied onto the paper. And then I'm just going to come in with a little bit of paper towel and just blot out that excess water and colour. And then I'm going to take the gold ochre, which is within the booklet, and then I'm just going to finely place a star shape on top of that existing colour. So just to give it a little bit of dimension. Again, this is a really, really simple Christmas tree, nothing too much to it. And then I'm coming in with my brush and just dragging down the already existing colour with the rigger. So it looks like it sort of dripped down. And that's pretty much it for the shape and the structure of the tree. And then I'm going to just come in and add a little bit of this sunflower yellow and just drop it in to some of the areas of the tree. This will make the blues turn into sort of like a limey green, but also give that tree a bit of a glow. So you can choose to do this step or not. And again, I'm just coming in with a little bit more of the blue and the green and just adding a little bit of dimension to the tree itself. Again, you don't need to do this step, it's totally up to you. But these are the basics. Have fun with it, enjoy it, and I hope to see these Christmas trees up in the group. I appreciate you watching. Thank you.